Lola Bunny has been redesigned. This is not a drill. I've seen meltdown upon meltdown right now. We're going into fucking DEFCON alert. Lola Bunny in Space Jam 2 has been changed. They wanted to avoid Lola Bunny being as sexual as she was in the 1996 movie with Michael Jordan. So in Space Jam 2, they've toned it down so that way people don't associate erections with Lola Bunny. Lola Bunny from Space Jam is iconic. Basically the genesis of all young men's first boners. She was like the tutorial boss of puberty. Kids would watch the Space Jam movie, see Lola Bunny, and get that weird feeling in their pants and then wonder what the fuck was going on. Lola Bunny is the number one cartoon character most people think of when they think of hot cartoons or some shit like that. Not even furries, just like a general audience since Space Jam was so big. And this is confirmed on Hive Mind, the game show Ludwig and I do on Twitch. This question actually came up. What cartoon character did everyone think was hot? Lola Bunny was the number one answer by a fucking landslide. It wasn't even close. So obviously, I want to talk about the Lola Bunny redesign. And my heart breaks for all of those Lola Bunny fanatics that have never stopped jerking their meat to Lola Bunny in Space Jam from 1996. I've seen multiple people on Twitter come forward, look at my collection of Lola Bunny figurines and animatronics and homemade stuffed toys. What am I going to do with it now with the redesign? Now it's useless. You've ruined it. So, hey, the heroes out there with the Lola Bunny collections, this is a tough pill to swallow, I know, but I'm sure we'll be able to push through it. Let me go ahead and go over the redesign. I actually looked it up on Twitch last night first, so I'll just give you my reaction to it there. I'll play the clip. Thoughts on the Lola Bunny redesign? Haven't seen it, but I heard they made her less sexualized. I think that was the dumbest thing they could have done. They should absolutely try and bring the furry audience in. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought it was going to be much more drastic. The only difference is they gave her like compression shorts. She doesn't. It's pretty big actually. The more I look into it, yeah, no, yeah, never mind. I guess I was looking at the face more. Completely changed the uniform. There's absolutely like no definition at all anymore. This looks like a kid drew it like for fan art of Lola Bunny. That's rough. This actually, to be fair, this really does look like what Lola Bunny would look like from 1996 to 2021 if she aged naturally. Titties non-existent, starting to sag, shrinking a little bit. No more muscle definition. Getting old sucks. So maybe that's what they're going for. I think that's a dumb idea. Why would you not want furry enthusiasts to go see your movie? The furry community, those people, they'll spend $15,000 for a crayon drawing of their fursona getting butt fucked. They would see your movie 10 times, 15 times even. Like, you gotta be real fucking dumb to think that there's any value in redesigning a character that furries would vibe with. And not even furries, like Lola Bunny, that's like the number one character people say that they thought was hot from a cartoon. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're just really dumb. You're super fucking dumb. So I'm going to be honest, I expected the redesign to be significantly different, like drastic, like Teen Titans Go shit, where they turn Lola Bunny into like an amiibo looking thing. It at least is still pretty closely resembling Lola Bunny, at least like in the facial features and everything. What they did is, in order to avoid sexualization of the character, they removed her breasts. And that's really like about it. And they made the basketball uniform more baggy. Looks like something I would have worn in middle school. That's the main changes they made. And she's also a lot less detailed. Like, there's no shadows anymore. There's no like muscle definition. She still has like wide hips. It's just a very weird change. It's like the idea that these execs have of sexualization is only titties. Okay, how do we avoid our character being sexualized? Take the fucking titties off. You know, it's kind of a weird approach to it. I just really don't see what the point is. You know, like, why even bother? You've sacrificed a lot of detail now. Lola Bunny in 1996 looks like a much higher quality production than the current 2021 Lola Bunny. There's so much more detail and clearly so much more care put into that character than this 2021 one that looks like they just hired someone off Fiverr to slap something together. I just don't really see what there was to gain with the changes, in all honesty. Sonic, for example, the redesign, that was a huge benefit to the movie. If it went forward with that like Lovecraftian abomination Sonic from the early trailers, the movie wouldn't have been nearly as positively received. But this change with Lola Bunny is just so trivial. Like, in the grand scheme of the movie, you're not making the movie better by making her less hot. You're not bringing more people in because the character's less hot. You're pushing some people out that probably would have only seen your movie to jerk off, but I mean, that's money in your pocket, and with these movie execs, that's really all they care about. They're fucking face fucking people's wallets at the movies. Like, I don't think they necessarily have a conscience about that. Keep in mind, when I say less hot, I just mean like they made a conscious decision and have made it very clear they didn't want the character to be sexual. I don't really, get hard from cartoon characters. I'm not a big hentai guy. Not to be blasphemous or anything, I have no problem with people that are. It's just not for me personally. But I just, again, don't see what the point of making this decision to change these things was. I don't see there being a positive benefit. I only see like negative backlash about it. Take, again, for example, Sonic, when they announced those changes and they showed those changes, people were fucking elated. Jubilation across Twitter when they showed the new Sonic character, which was much better. Here, I haven't seen anyone celebrating the changes. Even the people that didn't like how sexualized Lola Bunny was originally, they didn't handle it well either with this change, because their idea of desexualizing a character is just removing titties and removing all detail. It's not exactly an optimal solution. And of course, in the case of literally everything, people are screaming censorship and quoting 1984. 1984, of course, being the book that everyone quotes but nobody's fucking read on Twitter. This is very, very obviously not censorship. You can still go back and watch the 1996 Lola Bunny original and spank your fucking skin flute till the cows come home. They've simply changed the character here because they just didn't want people being turned on by her, I guess. The people making this movie must just think movie watchers are the horniest organisms on the planet, where if, men go and see this movie in the theaters and Lola Bunny's got titties, they won't be able to control their primal animalistic Neanderthal instincts. They'll just start beating on their fucking cock right in the movie theater, just whacking their penis off because Lola Bunny's got titties. So they had to take it off, otherwise the movie theater experience would be ruined. I don't know why they have this perspective, but again, it's not censorship. It's just not that deep. It's an out-of-touch movie studio that changed the character thinking that it would be good for the film for some reason. I don't really understand why they got that impression, but yeah, that's really about it. It's not a good redesign. Let's say you didn't want the character to be sexual at all anymore. I'm sure there are other ways of handling it besides just removing all fucking detail from the character and making it look like a Saturday morning cartoon as opposed to a full-fledged, full-blown, big budget movie. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah.